I got a notice saying your internet connection is unstable. Thoughts and prayers. It's a Symphony stream.
Gotcha. So that's basically it. And the if the demons win a scene, they get to roll a d6 and choose something on the trauma bingo card, which you should see in the middle of the screen. And as they stack up more traumas, they can weave it into their narrations to get bonus dice. So this should escalate pretty hilariously and pretty quickly. So that's it. I will be taking the role of the detective. I will be Greg Malone, in the middle of a heat wave in the big city. Which big city? I don't know. Who cares?
Yes.
The others are going to be playing my various demons, which are both inside of my head and outside of me. So they're sort of representing that aspect of everything, whether it's in you or in the environment. So take it away, demons.
Ooh, what are we doing right now? Are these character introductions?
Yeah, so Bridgett, can you tell me who you'll be playing?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to do a noir accent, but y'all going to get what y'all get tonight. I am playing Toughness. And if I remember correctly from what I read about Toughness is not allowing the world to see how vulnerable Greg Malone is or how vulnerable I am. So this isn't the big bad, oh, let's be super strong Toughness. This is going to be more of that insidious, slow moving. We can't show weakness. And if we have to go to the extremes to show that we will push the envelope to survive, that's where we'll go.
Cool.
Okay. I guess I'll go. I'm skepticism. Let's see. There's always an explanation. Always. There's always one. It's not my fault, it's your fault kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That's right.
Cool. Perry.
Now I'm playing Distrust.
Ooh.
I only trust myself. Or do I actually trust myself?
Nice. And chat.
Just burn it down. Just burn it down. Burn everything down. It's better to strike first. Preemptive strike. That's kind of the name of the game. And I represent the dynamo, the animus inside of our investigator, and we're gonna take some actions.
Oh, this is about to be such a good stream.
Nice. All right, cool. So we're gonna start with the first scene, which is the mysterious case. We cut in on a small smoke-wreathed office in the middle of an apartment building somewhere. Heat waves coming off of the sidewalk as the camera pans over it, even though it's several hours after the sun went down. And sitting in a faded, well-worn, upholstered chair is a man in his early 30s, but it's been a hard 30 years. He is kind of hunched forward, going over some dossiers with a shirt he's probably been wearing for about 2 days, sweat stained. There's a fan in the corner, kind of idly going back and forth, struggling to keep him cool. And it's long after hours, and he's just about to pour himself a drink when he hears a knock on the door. He'll sigh, put the bottle down, and walk on over, and peek the door open, and he will see behind it a somewhat nervous-looking kind of academic man who says, excuse me, Detective Malone, is this the Malone Private Investigative Agency? And we will go ahead and demons. How would you react to this?
No, shut up. Go away. I was busy.
What the fuck happened? Who? What?
Both of your emotions are too loud. we should make more calculated decisions when addressing a situation like this. Whomever this person is probably needs work and we need money. We should entertain them at least until we understand what it is that they want.
Someone so meek shouldn't be coming to our door.
Oh, nice. Okay, everyone roll a die. And let me know what you get.
Oh, I love this game already.
2,
3.
3, 4. 3, 2. And Lex, what did you get?
A 3.
A 3. Okay. All right. I think that makes Perry a winner with a 4 because that's how this game is starting for me.
Already.
Yeah.
May I interrupt really fast before we give Perry narrative here?
Please.
Carl, as the GM, being that this is going to be a reoccurring thing, you tee up a scene and we all have to roll a d6. What is the most efficient way for us to get you that data? Do you want to start at one corner and have us go around and read off the numbers, or are you okay with us visually holding up the numbers to the camera? What's easiest for you?
I think easiest will be holding up the numbers in front of the camera. That works well.
Okay. All right. So that's what we'll do.
Gotcha.
As soon as you hit roll, we'll roll and we'll just hold it up until you acknowledge us.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the interruption, Perry.
No, good to go. All right, Perry, how does Greg react to this situation?
You're a little short there. And it's also kind of late. I should be going to bed right now. But there's something about you that seems something I want to take care of. So I'll open the door.
Thank you, Mr. Malone. And he'll come in and say, my name is Dr. Stevens, and I'm here about a colleague of mine I have not seen in some time. I'm looking for Professor Hans Franklin. He's a history professor, and he has disappeared recently. No one's heard from him in over a week, and this is not normal for him. I was hoping I might encourage you to take the case and perhaps find him. I'd be happy to cover any of your standard fees as well as an additional, say, $200 of a finder's fee.
So is it still my scene, or is it go to one of the others?
It's still your scene. We're wrapping out the narration on scene.
Gotcha.
1.
Nice.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, that's quite a fee. You know, I'd particularly like to get that up front if you're actually that good for it.
Of course. And he'll sort of rattle around. He'll come up with about $70
Wow.
that he has on him. Which, considering it's like mid-1920s, that's actually a really good amount of money to have on you as you're walking around a city at night. But he'll say, "This is what I have now. If you want to come to my office tomorrow morning, I can have the rest for you."
Yes, certainly. I'll be there bright and early.
Of course. Very well. And so he'll give a description of the professor. Fairly young, like to be a tenured professor, in his 40s. Good physical shape. And has gone on several archaeological expeditions and historical conferences. So he'll give you a description, a cutout from one of the faculty flyers so that you have a shot of him. And he'll sort of awkwardly and sort of nervously eventually like back out of your office.
Not just yet.
Yes?
Such a man as I've done in my work, someone so virtuous has their secrets. What is this doctor's secrets? What makes him, look over his shoulder?
Yes, distrust come through.
I'll be honest, I don't know the man particularly well, but he has, we're mostly work colleagues, but he has been acting very strangely lately. He has tenure, but one doesn't simply disappear without tenure, without informing the administration of where you're going. He also claimed to have made some friends recently who had secrets they could share with him. I don't know beyond that, but...
And does his removal of issue with tenure ever affect your tenure?
No, I simply am... I do not currently have tenure. I am just waiting for one of the... I care about my colleague. He's a good conversational partner, and I would hate to see anything happen to him.
Is he just a good conversational partner when you're in the office, or is there anything else going on in the after hours?
Sir, I have no idea what you're implying, but it is time for me to go. If you are willing to accept this case, then I appreciate that. If not, I will take my $70 back.
Oh, we work on trust. It's just helpful to have information. You know, that's an important thing to find missing people, because you know, not everybody can be trusted.
Indeed. Well, I will be going now. If you should need the money, I'll have it in my office, as I said, tomorrow. And if you should need anything else, please don't hesitate to call upon me.
Not a problem. And I'll put my gun right on top of the money that he did give me.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
He'll still step out. All right, Perry, go ahead and roll a d6.
Ooh.
1.
Okay. So you can choose row or column 1 and give me one of those traumas.
That's how that works.
I see.
Ooh, okay.
Let's go with insomnia.
Insomnia. That's good. That's good classic.
That is good horrible detect. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay. Now he's an alcoholic and he has insomnia.
All the more reasons to have those hours where I get to whisper in his ears.
All right. Now as the detective, we move on to the next scene. It's a little bit random, so I roll a d6 to see how far I go.
Okay.
I have to go 6, which since it's Act 1, I can't move past cryptic message. So what happens is the detective rolls for a trauma.
Oh.
Giving me a 5. I'm going to throw loneliness in there.
Ooh. This might be a short game, guys.
It might. we'll see what happens.
Ooh.
All right. So I do that, and then I can move it to any other scene within Act 1. I'm going to move it to Weird Town. So Greg knows that anytime someone goes missing, there's always people who see more than others expect them to. Those people usually are, unfortunately, in this city, on the down and out and in need of an extra hand. But they all have a tendency to congregate down by the docks. It's a little bit of a classic dock scene. So he will head out into the night, pulling on his trench coat, despite the fact that it's about 90 degrees at night and humid. And he will make his way down to the docks. He's looking for one of the people down there who he happens to know. And he's looking for one of the dockyard workers who he has a good relationship with. They've gone back and forth. He's helped him solve a few cases. Greg has helped him out with a couple of, deal with a couple of union-related issues, and they've been able to get a good relationship going. He only knows his name is Paul, but he can usually be found in one of the bars down by the docks. So as Greg is walking along, he'll go to one of the normal haunts that he can find Paul in, and he'll sort of poke his head into a fairly raucous night. There's a lot of different people going back and forth, having some drinks. It is Prohibition era, so they're trying to keep it down, but it's better to be inside with a cold drink in your hand than outside on a night like this. And Greg will sort of look around and catch Paul's eye, and Paul will nod towards him. But Greg will also like start to move around, and he thinks he sees at the corners of his eyes maybe something not quite right. A few too many people watching him, maybe. All right, everyone, go ahead and roll me a d6.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Oh.
Three. Okay. Bridgett, you get to take narration.
Finally, I should always be in the driver's seat. It's disconcerting that I have to share as much as I do. However, my other counterparts do have their merits. If I walk into this bar, they need to know that I belong here, that I'm not worried about prohibition, that I am not afraid of the fact that I am drawing their attention. They should know who I am. And if they don't know who I am, they're going to learn tonight. So as I make my way to Paul, I'm going to be very intentional to keep my ears open to see and listen and learn what they're saying. And I'm going to make direct eye contact with every single individual that is scoping me out, because I want them to know that we see them and we are unafraid.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you go forward and you keep an eye out. You direct your attention at the people you think are looking at you, and sure enough, they do kind of oh hey, I'm looking past you, or oh no, I wasn't looking at you. Maybe about 3 people actually do that. There's a couple people who actually were just legitimately happened to be looking in your direction, but there are definitely 3 of them that seemed to be very very intent and focused on you as you sort of made your way over to Paul. And as you sit down, he'll say, Greg, good to see you again. What can I do for you?
Why are these people looking at me, Paul? What's going on?
People? They came in here a couple nights ago. They've been eyeballing a lot of people.
What type of people have they been eyeballing, Paul?
More like the people who don't usually come down here. But you're all right. You're perfectly fine being here.
I know. I'm perfectly fine wherever I go. And what I'm doing is just passively leaning on anger, because I know anger can pick up any of the slack that I feel in particular moments like this.
I'm ready.
Yes! That is going to, stiffen up my shoulders as I'm looking to Paul. And then just because Bridgett is operating off a COVID brain, Carl, I was coming to Paul to see if he had any information on the disappearances, or had a vibe check on the situation. Is that why I'm here?
Yeah.
Paul, I have a new client that came to me rather distressed not too long ago. He is a local professor, and one of his colleagues, potentially more, by the name of one Professor Hans Franklin, went missing approximately 48 hours ago. Apparently, Professor Franklin has come into the clutches of some new friends that may or may not be working with some fun secrets. What have you heard, if anything?
Interesting. Do you got a photograph, or you know what he looks like?
I have a description, and I will run through the early 40s description that was given to me by Dr. Stevens.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I may have seen that guy in here a day or two ago. A couple days ago. I didn't talk with him, but he sat over in that particular that booth. He seemed kind of nervous, like he was waiting for somebody.
Did someone ever arrive?
Yeah, a couple people came in and sat down with him, and he got up and left with them.
A couple of people.
Yeah, two people, a man and a woman. They looked Well, they were wearing like dock worker clothes, but they were, a little bit on the fancy side for that, if you take my meaning.
Maybe you could specify for us, Paul. What do you mean on the fancy side of dock workers?
Well, like,
this guy.
They're not really belong here. Like, they're trying to fit in, but they're used to maybe being from more of an uptown kind of place.
The clothes were too clean.
A little bit.
It's just one of those things, like, I like being in the driver's seat, but I love when my other voices interact because distrust is right. There's something more to this.
Yeah. But I could certainly keep an eye out for him.
That would be
if you'd like.
That'd be very helpful, Paul. It would be even better if I could get a potential name or a location on where those two individuals are. Do you think the bartender might know?
He might know, yeah.
And I slam my hand on the table and look towards the direction of the bartender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Damn. You're in a mood tonight, Greg.
That's amazing.
It happens when he doesn't sleep.
And the well is going dry. So I will wait for the bartender to see if maybe he can get me a better sense of who this man and this woman were.
Okay. We will. You can wait for the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Bartender will come over and say, what's your poison?
Oh, I have a question for us, Lex. What do we love to drink? What is our favorite drink?
Let's see. I'll take a martini, maybe a cucumber martini.
No. I like that. I mean, we just got paid $70. We might as well flaunt the fact that we have money. We can't be in here appearing to be broke. So, yeah, we're gonna go all out with the fluffiness here on this drink right now. So I order a cucumber martini. And whatever the market rate on that is, I'm going to triple it because we have money and it's very important for us not to appear broke in this particular situation. We need to come from a strength or a position of power. And before he can take the money, it's like, I need the martini and some information. And then he'll go through this. 2 nights ago, there was a gentleman over at this booth, a man and a woman, and I will lean on Paul to help fill in the descriptive gaps. Do you know who they are?
I don't know them necessarily, but I think the man called the woman Christina, and the woman called the man Alex or Alexi at some point.
Now, why you put me in it?
Why you put me in your mess? Christine and Alex or Alexi.
Yeah, Christina and Alex.
Interesting.
They sounded like they were from uptown. Like they sounded fancy.
There's
and again, so was the professor, but
understood. Barkeep and Paul, I've got 20 to the first person that can get me an address on Christine and Alex, or at least a lead on where I can find them. We need to just have a quick talk.
Okay. Yeah, they will start putting their heads together. They'll find a way to get back to you.
Paul knows how.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Bridgett, go ahead and roll a d6 and give me another trauma.
All right, my love. I pre-rolled for you. I rolled a 1. So I'm either using the 1 column or the 1 row.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I know I should be playing bingo. I know this.
Choose what you want to choose.
I know I should be playing bingo, guys, but listen, I am not going to leave the Innsmouth look on the table. I'm just not going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to do it. You can't make me do it.
Yes.
All right.
Something is getting fishy.
All right.
Oh, and that's Paul. Paul is looking fishy. Is that how this works?
Is that us? Who's getting the Innsmouth look? Is that introduced into the story? Is that us? Is it Paul?
That gets introduced to the story, but it's a trauma that he's experiencing.
That we're experiencing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
There was that case a few years ago.
Oh.
That's how I met Paul. All around the water.
And I do feel more at home down at the docks.
I scratch at that the high collar of our jacket. I always have that collar up, or I always have a scarf around it, or I have something decorative, because there's that piece of flesh that doesn't always stay down.
Nice. Okay. Now I got to roll for how far we go. All right. Well, this is going to end the first act.
Okay.
But I got to choose a. Oh, let's see. Great.
Guilt?
Okay. Guilt just got tagged in.
Oh, guilt just hit the table. Okay.
Yep. So just to review, we're heading towards the end of Act 1. So after a certain number of scenes, we reach the end of an act, and we basically open up other types of scenes to see. We've got guilt, insomnia, alcoholism, loneliness, and the Innsmouth look. So things are going great for Greg.
I'm real happy for Greg right now. I see why he's so lonely. It's kind of hard to bring a woman home, or a man home, or anything home when you're, well, when you're what we are.
Yep.
Well, the last one I did resulted in getting that little bit of flesh that doesn't seem to sit right.
Yeah, thanks so much for that anger.
Hey, I am going to go use seems appropriate. I'm going to go to Femme Fatale, because that's just a classic. So I'm going to say Paul and the bartender are going to get their heads together, talk a little bit. But actually be Paul who comes to you first with the information. They give you an address. Sure enough, it's a small penthouse uptown, very close to the Embassy Row area. Not quite there, but like sort of on the edge of that. So you might be starting to work in some fairly rarefied air. So heading uptown, and Greg will sort of go to the building, realize the elevator's broken, trudge his way up to the 7th floor, knock on the door, and after a minute or two of fairly incessant knocking, the door will open, and a young woman will be standing there in a bit of a very modest, but it's still a nightgown. She is shockingly blonde, and she looks very very demure, very innocent, except for her eyes. And Greg has a moment where he thinks that her eyes are the eyes of a much colder person than you'd normally let on. And he also happens to think that her perfume smells like bad decisions.
Oh.
Well, meanwhile.
So I actually forgot. So you guys have to give me like a brief description of where you'd like to take the scene, because that's how you get to work the traumas in and get bonus dice. Forgot about that. So let's see. So I'm just going to go left to right on my screen. So Bridgett, if you would give me a description of how he would react to this.
Okay, and this is just the quick tee up, like a really quick blah, blah, blah. He would react this way.
Yeah, right? Yeah. This is just a quick tee up, and then if you get the narration, you expand it out from there.
So this is an extremely attractive woman that has something dark and dangerous about her. So I have to meet that charged with a similar charge. I can't be passive. I can't be Dr. Stevens that showed up to our apartment yesterday. I belong here. I have a line of inquiry and she needs to answer me. So if I were in charge, am going to turn on the charm to see if I can get an invitation inside and to get as much information from this woman as I can.
Okay. And with that description, I'm going to say that you're going to be able to use loneliness as part of it, because you know what to say to make people like feel like they're not alone. So you get 2 dice. Chad.
That's how that works. That's sexy. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
My bad.
No. We're learning as we go, baby. That's hot.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were feeling very charming until we had sort of a wave come over us where we remembered just barely how much we drank after talking to the bartender that night. And it had that effect that it didn't cause us to fall asleep and pass out and wake up. It caused us to have drunken insomnia all night. And so we are really showing, some blue around the gills, if you will.
Ooh,
and
word choice.
Yeah. And not feeling our best right now, even though we're trying to woo and charm.
Okay. Cool. You definitely work 2 in, so 3 dice for you.
Nice.
Lex.
Oh wow. Well, let's see. Beautiful woman, nice figure. Would he be attracted to her? Correct.
Yeah, that's up to you.
I would say he would be attracted to her.
Okay.
But being that he had a little bit too much to drink, I think he's a little unsure on how to approach her. Yeah. So he's kind of standoffish.
Okay, so leaning on that loneliness a little bit. So 2 dice for you. And Perry.
This gonna be good. I already know it is.
So as he gazes into her eyes, the thought crosses his mind, okay, there's probably a dagger there's probably a gun under the pillar. She's probably got the dagger on her left thigh. Be careful about what I drink with her, since she'll probably poison a good whiskey. But I've been up for quite a while. Maybe it'd be nice to sit down with her by my side, and the warm body never hurts much. But then again, that's what happened that night before. It was a woman just like her that led me to Innsmouth.
Damn, Perry.
Nice.
Perry's good, ain't he, honey? Perry drips all the time, every moment.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, definitely 2 extra dice, Perry. So 3 for you. And I'm going to spend proactively one of my sanity points to get an extra die to do. So now I got 6 sanity points. You guys can go ahead and roll and just let me know what your highest roll is.
Okay.
I think my dice are broken. I swear.
Fine. Okay.
Poor Lex.
We have
2 6s.
That's right. We got 2 6s. The detective gets to break ties. I got to give it to Perry.
Give it. We all want to give it to Perry.
Earned.
Okay. Take it down a notch.
Who the thirst?
No.
We
will not.
All right. So Perry, or Greg rather, sure enough, she'll say, yes, can I help you?
Good evening, man. I'm sorry to bother you at this late hour. But I'm looking for an associate of mine, and I was told that you might have seen him last. A Dr. Hans Freeman? Freeman was the last name?
Franklin.
I'm Dr. Hans Franklin. He's a associate and colleague of mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know anyone by that name.
Oh, that's a pity. especially since he were seen, especially around the docks when he got a new shipment in.
I'm sure someone must have mistaken me for someone else.
Oh, with hair and such deep eyes like yours, it's hard to miss. And I must say, even in this light, that hair and that skin of yours is just lustrous.
Oh.
Mm.
Whew.
Well, can I interest you in a drink, Detective?
Certainly. I like something with a nice bitter taste.
Hmm.
All it makes much more sweeter to be in your company.
Oh my. All right.
Wow.
She'll invite you in. Sure enough, you do in fact see the outline of a drop holster on her leg as she sort of turns around. There's a small pistol concealed there. You called it. She is going to try and poison the whiskey that she's going to pour for you. You being distrustful, notice her trying to, basically opening a small ring on her finger and tipping some powder in, mixing it briefly. And she'll hand it to you and say, "Drink up, Detective." And she'll take a sip of her own drink.
I shall bring up to my lips and then stop and just set it down. It's like, please, shall we join me on the couch, please?
Oh, I hardly think that would be appropriate, Detective.
Oh, but in such a cold night like tonight, it would be all the more hospitable.
I suppose I wouldn't want to be accused of being an ungracious host.
Well, I like that even more so when I'm with such a lovely lady and someone who is so tied to my friend, the good doctor. I'm especially with his work in history. I'll glance around the room looking at it and then back to her as I see you're very much interested in history.
Yes, these artifacts are from all sorts of different times and places, and they inspire me.
And I'll go to lift to take a drink and then stop and say, "Oh, tell me a little more about that piece." And as I point over towards where the opposite side of her, as I then switch her drink with mine.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
that has a very interesting history, and she'll launch into a description that will very much give you the impression she knows exactly what you're talking about, but you couldn't care less about. But basically, yeah, an old civilization known as Carcosa, from rumored to be in several different locations all across the globe. It's sort of like the less popular Atlantis of various things. But she'll say, now I'm sure you didn't come here for a history lesson, Detective. And she'll reach out for her drink, take a sip of it.
And then I'll take a drink of mine. Is Carcosa anywhere near Innsmouth?
Oh.
Or is there any founding near Innsmouth? I know I spent some time there. I'll set the drink down.
She will take another sip. You can see as she's clearly buying time. And then she will move her hand very, very quickly to bring the gun out.
Oh.
But go.
At which point I'll pull the gun away from her and pull her into a chokehold. Or pull her close and then grab her head and pull it back. It's like, before you die, where's Franklin?
Yeah.
Tell me! And I'll tighten the grip.
Oh, you actually muted.
No, I think he was saying she was choking out that room.
That room.
Oh, good.
No. She was choking antidote. Top drawer, I'll tell you.
Oh.
And then I will keep my hands on the back of her hair, and I will pull her with me by the hair over to the drawer, open it, and hold out the antidote. 1 drop, 2 drops, or you're dead.
Okay. And what was the question you asked?
Where's Dr. Franklin? Or where's Hans?
Yeah. By now, he'll be heading for the sacrificial rooms.
Oh.
Oh.
And I'll put a drop into her mouth.
It seems to almost instantly start to make her feel better. Her throat unclenches a little bit.
And then I'll punch her.
Oh, here we go.
Wow.
Yes.
And she's out.
At which point I will remove the gun holster, probably grab one of the balances and tie up her back of her hands and sit down, make myself a new drink, and wait for her to wake up.
Okay. She will eventually do so. She'll struggle a little bit against the bonds, but this is not the first time you've tied someone up.
Now, my dear,
Won't be the
we're going to have a
last.
more civilized conversation about this. You're going to tell me where that is, because that drink that almost took your life is still sitting there, and I can make sure it goes back down you. And then I can use that antidote you just told me where it is. Your choice.
She'll sort of look abashed at you and say, the rest of them will be taking him to the church in the old quarter.
Innsmouth?
Yes.
Sure.
And she'll describe basically a church that you would recognize from before.
Mm.
You'd be able to know that it was, in fact, the city is just down the coast from Innsmouth. It's not terribly far. And the church in the old quarter is would be probably accurately described as a fairly blasphemous thing. It's got the right form, but the wrong iconography. And but that will be the lead you'll get, and feel free to give me a D6.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
What you gonna get, Perry?
All right. Rough one, different one. 3.
3. Okay.
So let's go with paranoia.
Paranoia.
Oh, that's so good for distrust.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And we're going back to Innsmouth.
All right.
Oh, and don't worry, honey. I'm taking this little piece of yours with me, and I will swing the gun that she had holstered. You have a good evening now.
Okay.
And
All
I
right,
leave
so-
her tied up.
Nice. Okay, so that is the end of the first act.
Nice.
Roll for how far we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, good. Bad omen. I have to roll for that. I get to choose. Oh, let's see. I'm going to check off desperation.
Oh.
Greg feels that this situation is rapidly deteriorating out of his control, and he may have gotten in way over his head.
Yeah.
Okay, so bad omen. As Greg is traveling down the road, he's gotten into his old army surplus Jeep and is sort of trundling his way down the back streets, making his way north to Innsmouth. The sky is going to open up, and there is just going to be an absolutely pounding rain that's gonna drive that kind of like end of summer thunderstorm that you hope is gonna wash everything away, but it somehow just makes things worse.
Yeah.
And he is going to bounce his way through the rain, kind of lost in his own thoughts. I would like to know from each of you, what is he thinking? What is he planning? What's going through his mind at this time? Bridgett.
And just to clarify, this is me tying in some of the new cool trauma that we have into what I think is going on with the omen, or what I plan on doing when I get to the church.
Either or. Basically, this scene is he's driving to the town.
Okay.
The thing that just happened is the rain is opening up. He can reflect on that.
Okay.
Whatever you'd like to do. And it's any of the traumas that have an X over them. You can pull those in.
Perfect. And then just as a point of clarification, do we have to build on each other's stories, or can they all be wildly different?
They can all be wildly different.
Okay.
You're all different. Like you've been supporting each other through scenes, which is totally valid.
Okay.
But you can also choose to just pull it in different directions if you want to.
Understood. Okay, so I am going to choose the Omen, and I think as this rain is coming down on sheets and sheets and sheets over the car, it's obstructing visibility. He's thinking about that woman that we just tied up in the chair, and I'm honestly thinking, it's like, we probably should have just killed her. That would have been easier. We know these types. We've been around these types. We've investigated these types. She's not going to stop. We probably should have just killed her. And he's thinking about that as the sheets are coming down. The Innsmouth loop, I'm going to tie in. As he's approaching this town, as he's approaching this area, as he's getting closer to the coast, as the water is coming down, that kinship is starting to kick in, and that collar is starting to itch. And I think, he's scratching at it unconsciously, and we're scratching at it to the point that we're going to wind up drawing blood. And as we look into our fingernails with the blood that's just now starting to seep underneath the fingernails, he can see that early webbing in between, because if this is the next morning or later in the night, that's usually something we have to cut each morning to make sure that people can't see it. He's looking at that early webbing. He's thinking about everything. He's hearing the rain coming down, and I am racked with guilt because I remember what I had to do the last time I came into this area, and we swore collectively that we would never go back.
Okay.
And I think this Omen is proof that we're going to have to revisit. We're going to have to revisit what we promised ourselves we would never revisit again.
Nice. Okay, Chad.
Yeah, as we're driving, again, feeling that kind of tiredness, that pulling, that draggy gravity of tiredness because it just not sleeping well and getting a little wobbly on the road, and suddenly there's a thud and a bumpity bump. And he looks back, or looks in the rearview mirror and sees a lump there and cannot bring himself to stop, and so continues to drive. He's so distracted, and then he starts wondering, like, well, wait, it's probably an animal, but what if it's not an animal? What? And this feedback loop starts where the rain is actually becoming his guilt, the rain inside his soul, and then as he continues to drive, he's now wondering, am I being followed? Am I going to be chased? The cops are, was that a body? Was it a human being? And guilt and just wondering where the next corner is going to show him his fate, where he might even end up incarcerated and having to deal with this awful thing that he's done.
Awesome.
It was so much worse than mine, and it was better in every way. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. So, Bridgett, you're going to get 3 dice. Chad, you're also going to get 3 dice.
Cool.
Lex.
Wow, everybody had wonderful descriptions. But I'm going to have to go with, he's going to be reflecting off of loneliness.
Oh.
I think that time he's spending in that car by himself, the rain, shit ain't working out.
No.
He's reflecting on his life. Everything's going wrong. He's not on the right track of life. I mean, hell, is he married? How's that going?
Up to you.
Yeah, that's why I said, how's that going? We might need to talk to Perry. But I think he's just reflecting. He's using this time, and he's lonely, just he's not on track in life. And depression, just life isn't where he wants it to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lex,
Okay.
you did that description. Your voice slowing down and everything. Holy shit, I felt that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good stuff.
That is.
So, yeah, 2 extra dice for you, so you can roll 3. And Perry.
There was never a forecast for rain, and yet it's coming down now.
Yes.
So much simpler when the rain's here. So much easier. It's much easier to rest. But I can't rest right now. Someone's life is on mine with what's going on, and it's dragging me back to that fucking Smith. I walk out of it this time and pulls over to stops and pulls out the hip flask, opens it up and begins to get ready to take a drink and stops. And it's like, did I fill this from the right container in her house?
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Puts it away and keeps driving.
Nice. All right, 2 extra. So yeah, everyone go ahead and give me 3. I'm terrified of any of those, so I'm going to spend another point of sanity. Actually, I'm going to spend 2 points of sanity to get 2 extra dice.
Good for you. We got you running. Good.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
All
anger.
right. All right. Chad, you take narration. What happens?
All right. So we're, the only thing that we can really do to get through all of this muck and mire and depression and low energy and sleepiness is just to get powered up by the battery of our own rage. So we're gonna push the pedal down, and we're gonna reach top speed in our Model T, and we're just gonna get away from whatever happened back there. It's fine. This is fine, and we're just gonna speed away, and we're speeding toward Innsmouth, right? And toward the church. It is towards Innsmouth, right? Is that true? Sorry. Detail
Yes.
check. Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to the temple/church. Yeah.
Yep.
We pull up in front of it, and oh, look at that. 2 flats. That's awesome. We just drove right through, and all the rubber came off those tires, and who cares? Whatever. Just start kicking that freaking car. Now I'm gonna compose myself just for a second and start walking from the rain, grab a newspaper and hold over my head and dash into the, what do you call that? A narthex?
Narthex, yep.
Yeah, the entrance to the and you know what? I'm just gonna. It's a church. I'm just gonna fling the door open. I'm here.
All right, perfect. Go ahead and roll a d6 to see what column you get to add trauma to.
Oh
yes.
Column 3. Ooh,
Okay.
that's a crowded little column, isn't
Yep.
it?
Column or row, your choice.
Yes. Ooh, some dark things here lurking.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and go maximum dark. It's on the sheet. I will go with the suicidal tendencies. And wait, do I describe that in the scene now?
No, it's just something
that's next. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that you as demons can pull on to
Got it.
To get bonus dice.
Now available. Gotcha.
Now available. All right. Next scene 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's wildly appropriate.
Oh,
All right.
tell us.
It's the scene is ruined church, so
Flawless.
I don't have to do a lot. So yeah, Greg will bust in through the doors, throwing the doors open. It is, sure enough, it is a huge old stone church, built in an early Protestant style, but like obviously very heavily modified over the years. It's just, and all of the different carvings on it are, if you look at them too long, they're not quite right. Like they seem first like biblical stuff, but they're not. You're pretty sure the Apostle Paul didn't have webbed feet. Pretty sure Judas' eyes weren't that big, that kind of thing. All sorts of little details. To see nothing of like the stone that the pews are made of. They seem almost like damp with moisture, even though they're not like, it's not wet in here or anything. They just seem like, like constantly moist or damp stone as you're moving through. And Greg can hear coming from a thrown open door towards the back. You can see sort of a sickly green light coming up from there, and he can hear some sort of activity happening down there. And he will start moving forward, pulling his gun out at the same time. And let's see. And we will go into what you guys want to do. Bridgett.
Ooh, okay. Just clarify, I'm moving slow. This is just me quickly saying what I'm going to do. This has nothing to do with the board right now, right?
No, you say what you want to do.
Okay.
You can incorporate stuff from the board. Everything you do gets you a bonus die.
Got it. Okay. I'm racked with guilt. I'm pretty sure I just left a body on the road. Skepticism was right. I've done absolutely nothing with my life. I don't know if there's anything that's actually worth living for. Maybe, just maybe, if we can get Hans, whoever this is, out of this situation, maybe we can balance the scale. So I'm going to get low, get quiet. If Christine was right, he's on his way to some sacrificial chamber. So I'm tying in on guilt, suicidal tendencies, depression, and loneliness, in an attempt to, you know what? If I die, I die. I shouldn't have come back to Innsmouth, and I knew that on the way here.
Okay.
I don't necessarily deserve to leave.
Cool. All right. You're going to roll 5 dice when you roll them.
Interesting.
Whoa,
Okay.
Holy hell.
Chad.
Ooh, honey.
We are going to find a frickin' priest, and we're going to confront that priest is what we're going to do.
Ooh.
And that priest is looking real wide-eyed, I think, and moving right up to the dais. As I approach, those eyes get wider. I'm stumbling a little bit because, again, I'm wet. I've been out in the rain, but also I haven't slept in like 3 freaking days.
There is that.
And I'm just like, somebody talk to me. I didn't even see anybody on the way into town. I didn't even see some drunk fool on any street corner or anything because of the rain. I want to talk to somebody. I'm desperate to find and have a conversation. Hey, you. Sees the guy with the wide eyes, and we're gonna leave it there.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
3 extra dice, so 4 dice for you.
Oh, cool.
Lex.
I think I'm walking into this church with no belief,
Oof.
no trust in God.
Whoa.
This is just another fucking day doing what I gotta do. I'm kind of angry, looking around.
Yeah, you are.
Where's the damn priest? I mean, shouldn't he be here? I mean, he's wasting my fucking time.
Nice.
So I'm gonna go with he's getting pissed off.
Yeah.
Antsy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay. 3 extra dice for those. You tapped into a good number of them. So you'll roll 4 dice. Perry.
I need another one.
As he's standing at this threshold of the doorway, I appear to him.
Oh.
Greg, listen to me. I want you to look me in the eyes.
Holy shit!
Whoa!
You have this well in hand, but you know you need more. Get the gas can from the car.
It made me drop my damn dice. That was good.
Get the gas can from the car and light this blasphemic place to hell.
Oh.
We'll go down and get him. We'll just make sure we try to get out before this edifice to this sickening place goes down before us.
Nice.
If not, we make sure that he and I go down in that blaze of glory just like we did in the war, just like our lieutenant did. He was gallant.
Awesome.
But you know something? One way or another, we'll be able to sleep again.
Oh,
That was
yes.
good, Harry.
All right, man. Damn. Why are you not running the game?
I feel like
5
he
dice
is.
for you. All right. Go ahead and roll your dice and let me know how you guys did.
All right, I have to roll. You said 4 for me?
4 for you, yeah.
Okay, I got to roll twice because I lost my damn dice. So.
Perry,
I lost one too somewhere in the room.
Perry had us losing our souls, honey.
Okay. 2.
Oh, sorry. That was 5 die. I rolled 2.
Okay.
2.
I'm scared.
Yeah!
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Lex, I'm going to choose you between you and Chad because you haven't had a turn in the demon seat yet. Go ahead and let me know what happens.
Oh. Okay. So, I'm going to take off. As he walks into the church, as I said, you know, he's pissed off, looking for the priest. Hey! Anybody here?
Mm.
He hears a noise somewhere in the back. I don't know, in a pew somewhere. Sees a old man, I guess, with a robe, you know, the religious stuff. That priest, I guess you call him.
Mm.
And he goes, is anybody else here? And the priest, what do you mean? No, it's just me. Can I help you? And well, you know, I'm waiting here for someone. You sure nobody's here? Oh, my New York accent. I'm sorry.
Oh, bring it for
No,
Noir.
that works.
Yep. We're in New York, damn it.
Yeah.
And I think the priest is he's nervous because he's looking down at his hip, and he's well, it's someone in the back. I think they might be there for you.
Oh.
So he walks back there slowly. As he looks back, the priest, I don't know where he went. Not sure. So I pull out the gun, walk slowly towards the back. And there's like a door to the right. And I see it's cracked, and she slowly walks in, and someone's waiting there. He's sitting on the corner of the desk, and he says, "Hey, you're late."
Holy shit.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I'm a newbie, so I need to.
Oh, no, that
no.
was woo!
That was awesome. I didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
That's a sexy spot to hand it back to. Holy cow, Les.
That's awesome. All right, go ahead and roll a d6, and you will also get to add more trauma to this poor bastard.
Okay, I got a 2.
2. Okay.
Look at the rose.
Ooh. Uh-oh. I get to, okay, row 2, right?
Yeah. Row or column 2. Your choice.
Ooh, so many good options here.
Can I pick PTSD?
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. That was beautiful.
That was so good.
I was preparing. I was practicing in the mirror, so
Worth it, because you stuck
Oh.
this landing like nobody's business. You had the whole cast
Smoldering.
like,
Yes.
All right, I have to move past that. I can't.
no,
I
you
gotta
can't.
roll a trauma. One. We are gonna throw. This is
Oh,
Great.
God.
Harry already introduced this, but we are gonna make that a little bit canonical. We're gonna go hallucinations.
oh,
He's now having.
After enough hours of lack of sleep deprivation can act just like alcoholism or being drunk. So hallucinations are entirely possible after 3 days of not sleeping.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. So the gentleman is sitting there, sort of long and lithe, and in very nicely made but still homemade clothing, leaning on the edge of his desk and say, "It's probably about time that you dropped this case, don't you think, Greg? It didn't end well for you here before.
Mm.
Though, if you finally come to be among your people, I think they would understand. But you have a choice, Greg. You can go farther, or you can get back in your car and go back to the city. The choice is yours." And he'll sort of open his arms out invitingly. All right, demons.
I'm thinking. Give me
is
just a
there
quick second. Or somebody else can jump in too first.
Yeah, feel free.
Oh, I'll jump in, sure, because I feel like distrust and anger are working together in this moment. We are in simpatico, and yeah, that's a good idea. I'll just move here. Let me go to the car and get my things. And so I go out to the car, and I haven't packed anything because I really didn't plan to stay, but I did pack some extra fuel so that in case anything happened, I would have enough to get back. And I'm just gonna pull that can and go up and go to the narthex. It's probably dry under there somewhere. Just start to spill a little bit, and we'll have that be the setup.
Cool. Okay, so 2 bonus dice for that.
Okay.
Bridgett?
I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going to lean in on the loneliness. I'm going to stick with the suicidal tendencies, and I'm going to drop into the guilt. And I'm going to add in a little razzle-dazzle with the hallucination. Whoever we lost here the last time we came here, whoever we sacrificed, whoever we lost, whoever we couldn't save, is appearing in this moment with us.
Okay.
And if I win this scene, I'll flesh out this person, but as of right now, I'll leave them ambiguous. They appear in this scene, and there's this moment where that loneliness really kicks in. It kind of like screws directly under your rib cage, where I could stay. I don't have a wife back home. I don't have anybody waiting on me. Just the bottom of a barrel, and likely the bottom of that's supposed to be the bottom of a bottle, and eventually the bottom of a barrel. But you know what? I'm toughness. I'm insidious. I survive. I don't surrender. And I am not going to let this me, convince me that I need them. So I have a job to do. This voice that is speaking to me, I'm not going to relive that. I'm going to pull the gun out, aim it directly at this individual's head, and pull the trigger.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, 4 days for you.
Okay.
Lex.
all right. I'm gonna say this PTSD is sure kicking in right now.
Yes.
I mean, flashbacks. He's like, I don't know. What did I get myself into? Maybe I made the wrong decision being here. Maybe I shouldn't have took that $75? I mean, maybe that wasn't good enough. I don't know. I don't think $75 is worth this. I'm second guessing myself. Like I don't know. What did I get myself into? Yeah.
All right, cool. It's 3 extra dice, so 4 dice for you. And Perry.
Despite her them taking the little girl, she was happy. She was being cared for. They seemed to care for her so much. I've forgotten what that's like. Maybe if I actually went with them this time and became part of this, I could have that happiness too. But I got to make sure, though, that the good doctor doesn't have to join us. He gets a choice. Maybe I've spent a little too much time with my choice. Maybe that's why I've been staying awake for so long. Maybe that's why it's so hard to be out amongst all the people in the city. So much easier to stay inside. Maybe I can be part of them now. To join them. But I'll make sure that guy gets to go. He's not like the little girl. She was family. I'm family too.
God damn. I mean, Perry, how many D6s do you have? Just roll them.
Yeah.
Roll all of them. Roll all of mine too.
Call it 6.
Okay, I'll call it 6.
Yeah.
Ooh, honey. Okay.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll.
Full disclosure, I forgot to look at the bingo board at all that time. I just wanted to burn it down.
Good for you. Oh man, we're rolling high numbers.
At 4.
5, 4, 5, 5. Okay. Probably not surprising. Perry's going
Yeah,
to do
You
that.
gotta go with Perry.
almost guaranteed.
Not my goal to run the game, but still.
No, you're good. You're rolling. This is cooperative storytelling.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let's make a deal. I'll take his place and join the family. You can let him go. I'm sure you got other ways and other tricks to make him forget. Hell, maybe in enough time you can actually find him a nice, suitable bride or groom. But the price of me joining is his freedom.
Very well, Brother Gregory. Welcome home. All right, go ahead and roll a trauma as he takes you by the arm and sort of leads you down a set of stone steps.
Hey, it's a 2.
It's a 2? Okay.
Oh.
And I'll go ahead and put us out of our misery.
There we go.
Panic attacks.
Yep. This is good.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
This is
Okay.
good.
So this is a perfect way to end this. Greg has gone insane or will die. The 4 of you collectively get to tell the story of what happens from this point because Greg is no longer in control of himself. So you guys get to decide how the story wraps up.
Just as a group we discuss now, or we're
Yeah,
going
the
Yep,
totally
yep.
narrative. Just discuss it among yourselves, and you can decide on how this poor bastard ends.
Well, I have to vote for self-immolation in the church. It's on the board. It's part of our story. Whatever's in that bottle doesn't matter either way, right? Whichever version of the drink he got in that flask. Sit down and do his kind of prayer in the pew. That's my opening bid, I just want to see it burn.
Nice. Okay.
I think my reverse bid is I have to lean in on everything that I've experienced from skepticism. We could go home. We could be at home. We could rejoin that little girl. We can leave this life behind. We don't really like it. Do we actually enjoy being a detective, or is this just what we do because we don't have anything else to do? We have been spiraling without a course. This gives us direction. I say we save Professor Hans Franklin and we go home. Anger's like,
I don't
fuck
know.
that.
Yeah, fuck that.
I
Distrust,
kind of,
don't you?
I kind of.
Hey, Distrust, don't you think we are home? Don't you think we are home?
I agree with Anger. I mean,
Yeah.
look
Carl
at life
Lehmann.
for him. I mean, he can't get it right.
Mm.
I think.
I see. Go.
Okay, Perry about to take it home. I know.
We left him for last, honey.
I kind of agree with Anger. I mean, he just can't get life right. No matter where he goes, trouble finds him. I think, yeah, I would go with Anger on this one. No more chances.
No more chances.
Yeah.
So I will go down and find the professor and lead him upstairs, hand him my car keys, and tell him to just go and never look back, if he can. And I'll turn around and go back down to where they had the altar room, rip off my shirt and lay down on the altar and allow their blades to rip away this flesh, this memory of who I used to be, so I can join my family and let that sea rock me to sleep,
Hell
just
yeah.
like this rain does.
All right. Nice. And that is the really, really unfortunate end of Greg Malone, Private
Wow.
Detective.
Yeah.
Holy
Nice.
cow.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Carl,
dark.
is that game?
That's game. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
This was
Okay.
really fun.
This was
really fun. I had some fun.
brilliant. Wow.
It's a really cool setup. I was very taken with this game when I first read it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, then we move to Endgame, which is, and that, Friends of the Symphony, is where our show ends for tonight. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us live. Thank you so much, Alex writes. Alexander writes. Thank you so much for everyone who joined in or is currently watching the replay. You guys are indeed the very best part of waking up, and we sincerely appreciate you. We will be back this following weekend with the rescheduled game of Contagion, which Bridgett already broke that. Hold on, let me see if I can find a way to bring that up. It's weird. It's do I put it on top of the image slideshow? Nope. Yeah, whatever. You guys can't see the flyer, but I'm tired and we're going to work out the best we can. This is going to be for Vampire the Masquerade, run by Heinrich Moore, as we're dealing with fires, riots in Berlin, and some weird disease that is causing the city's kindred to engage in acts of diablerie. This will be a 2-part game that was rescheduled because I have COVID. So this will be Saturday at noon and the following as well. Cast and crew are going to take a brief break, and then we're going to come back for our post-Symphony Gala. So in order to get access to this content and more sexy things from the Symphony, you do need to be a backer, which you can back us at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. If you'd like to hang out with us on the Discord, there's a link in the chat and on our website at symphonyentertainment.com. Before we empty out the auditorium, let's go around one more time and say goodnight to our symphonic cast, starting with Carl again, baby. Give us who you are, what you do, where people can find you if you want to be found, and anything else you'd like to share.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Carl, and you can find me on the Symphony Discord or at Der House Carl on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I hope this be seen on this streams again soon.
Well, you're stuck with us now, baby. We ain't no way we letting you go at this point. Perry, hit us, baby.
Good evening.
Oh, God, those eyes.
Oh, mother.
That's so good.
I'm Terry Clark, licensed marriage and family therapist, and you've also seen how twisted my mind can sometimes be when I'm whispering in other people's ears, so I can whisper in your ears on Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered podcast as I talk about mental health, gaming, and a variety of other issues. Otherwise, have fun and always listen to Distrust.
Oh my God. I'm going to melt. I'm not even going to make it off of this damn stream. Lex, hit us, baby. Tell us who you are, where people can find you. And I cannot wait to talk to you and to talk back about how your first experience was. But we'll save that for the talk back.
All right. Hi, I'm Lex. I'm here on Twitch, Lex_retro, where I do watch parties, board gaming, retro gaming. And also you can find me on X at Hi, I'm Lex. Thank you.
Hey! And then last but totally not least, hit us, Keeper Chad.
Hey, I am Chad. I am Keeper Chad. I am Charles Gerard. Those are the names of my inner demons, and I hope to continue to let them out to help me write. And you can look for my work in the near future, and online. And I'm on at Symphony. I'm Keeper Chad.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Carl, take a bow. This was absolutely exceptional. You are absolutely brilliant. According to the chat and my entire soul, Lex, you are now stuck with us forever. So get used to getting casting calls.
Thank you.
Guys, we hope you have enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Mwah. You guys have a wonderful night. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. Bye.
Bye.